Hi everyone, welcome back to Eclipse Biology Discuss, and today we will discuss about the types of linkage. In my previous lectures, we have discussed about what is the definition of this linkage and what is the chromosomal theory of linkage, which is given by two scientists, that is Morgan and Kester. Okay, today we will discuss about the types of linkage, and the linkage is mainly of two types. That is, one is complete linkage and another is incomplete linkage. Okay, complete linkage and another is the incomplete linkage. This linkage is divided into two. One is complete and another is incomplete on the basis of the crossing over, whether the crossing over is occur or not. So that the complete linkage means if the crossing over is not occurring, then all the genes which are present over the same chromosome that will have the ability to transfer from one generation to another generation, then that linkage or that process of inheritance will be called as complete linkage. What is complete linkage? If crossing over is not occur, then all the linked genes which are present over the same chromosome, they have the tendency to stay together from one generation to another generation. That is called as what? Complete linkage. Okay? In case of complete linkage, what happened? All the genes present over same chromosome have the tendency to stay together during inheritance. Okay? So, if you see a chromosome, suppose this is the chromosome, there is presence of genes. Suppose these are the position of the genes. Okay? If all the genes have the tendency to stay together, okay? If all the genes have the tendency to stay together, then that will be called as, all the genes will be called as completely linked genes. Completely linked genes. Okay? If all the genes have the tendency to stay together, then that will be called as completely linked genes. And if these completely linked genes can transport to the next generation, or they can inherit it, then that will be called as what? That will be called as complete linkage. Okay? So their inheritance of the completely linked genes, the inheritance of this completely linked genes, that will be called as complete linkage. Okay? So in case of complete linkage, all the genes which are present over the same chromosome, they will not separate. Okay? They will not separate. As we know that the crossing over can separate these linked genes. The crossing over can separate the linked genes, but if the crossing over is not occurring, if that is absent, then all the genes have the tendency to stay together during the transmission. Okay? That is called as complete linkage. Okay? And what is incomplete linkage? Incomplete linkage means if the crossing over is occur, then some genes, some linked genes, they can separate. Some linked genes can separate. In the crossing over, as you know that in the crossing over, there is exchange of segment between the homologous pair of chromosome. Thus, the exchange of segment means during the exchange of this segment, the genes which are present on that segment, that may also transport to the other non-sister chromatids. So that the crossing over can change or can separate these linked genes, then that will be called as an incomplete linkage. Why this is called incomplete linkage? Because all the genes that are present over the same chromosome, they will not able to transfer. All the genes, they will not transfer to the next generation. Some will transfer and some will transfer to the another chromosome during the crossing over. Okay? So incomplete linkage means if crossing over occurs, then all the genes will not be able to transfer together, okay, are called incompletely linked genes. Are called incompletely linked genes. Okay, and the inheritance of these incompletely linked genes, their inheritance of this incomplete linked genes, that is called as what? That is called as incomplete linkage. Okay, so this is the introductory part of the different types of linkage, that is complete linkage, then incomplete linkage.